Just when I thought it was impossible for our shoes to get any more mileage or altitude, here we were. We stood at the base of St. Paul's Cathedral on a misty Thursday morning in London. We were led by Kim Dudney for a Blitz-themed tour of the city. She walked with purpose, yet carried herself gracefully and didn't miss a breath when sharing her endless knowledge. It was obvious she had done this a couple of times before, at least. In 1666, the Great Fire of London destroyed what was once a completely wooden city. It was then built up as a fireproof city made of stone, slate, brick, and tile.
St. Paul's Cathedral, which is in front of us now, and that's where we're going to head in a second, was built by a man called Sir Christopher Wren, probably England's greatest architect.
Wren compromised with a more traditional design, and the cathedral was completed in 1710. It immediately became an icon in England, and I could see why. St. Paul's Cathedral stood as an icon until the Second Great Fire of London, or as most call it, the Blitz of 1940. Incendiary bombs were dropped to destroy London's only hope, as Dudney described, 28 of them, one by one. They destroyed the doors, they destroyed the windows, they destroyed almost a total of 70% of the cathedral, but the dome remained standing. What was once an icon became a beacon of hope. If St. Paul's was still standing, we can do this, Dudney said, explaining how the cathedral was now an icon for British morale during World War II.
It has so much more significance than just being a church. During World War II, it was obviously an easy target if the enemy wanted to bomb it, but they were, in London, they were very proud of the fact that it did sustain some damage, but for the most part, it held up and is true to its original construction.
I could see the little fires turning to big ones while they were glittering over the Thames. I imagined the volunteer fire watchers, both men and women, extinguishing the flames with their few bags of sand. They were known as heroes with grimaced faces. I could see everything, but at the same time, I couldn't begin to fathom what those nights were like. I couldn't fathom the horror nor the awe. We scanned our tickets and followed the automatic revolving door inside. I don't think they had one of those in the 17th century. I was met with dramatic ceilings, deeply rich colors, stained glass, and an engraved dedication in the floor to the men and women who saved the cathedral from complete destruction years prior. "I'll stay down here. I have arthritis," said Dudney. I regained consciousness after being in complete awe. I still have no idea what she said. The next thing I knew, I was climbing 376 steps into St. Paul's Dome. Another 152 steps, and we will have an unobstructed view at the Golden Gallery. "The Americans are coming up," an employee said into her pager. "They caught us." I laughed. Were we that obvious?
Climbing the hundreds of steps going up to the top was cool. It wore me out, but I enjoyed every minute of it, and just being at the top and being able to walk around the dome and just look out more or less 360 of the the landscape of London as a whole was really interesting. And getting to see new architecture as well as the old architecture just of the city itself and some of the construction that's going on. So it really speaks to the history in the past, but also just the newness and moving forward.
The London Eye, Big Ben, Thames, ant-sized cars maneuvering the curvy London streets. I saw everything. I put my camera away and stood with my heart in my throat. Our trip was coming to an end and I wasn't ready to leave. That, where I had just climbed 528 steps and I was taking my final breath. Dudney was waiting at the bottom of the stairs, eager to continue our journey. Everyone was a bit dizzy from trying not to fall on the endless spiral staircase. We shuffled to the altar, which was formerly made of pink marble. It was white now that had been rebuilt after the war. Everyone hated the pink marble, even the clergymen. There were chuckles amongst the group when we found out that they had said, "Even God is on our side," when the pink marble was destroyed. Oh, to make light of the darkest of situations. Leave it to the British. We said goodbye to Dudney for a quick break and somehow stumbled upon the St. Paul's gift shop. Again, I don't think they had one of those in the 17th century, but I caved, bought my Paddington Bear pencil holder, and continued looking at the stunning architecture before our departure. My heart was back in my chest. We put even more mileage on our shoes. Hopefully, no more altitude.